Okay, welcome to my Volvo S60 T8R design. I've now done 5,000 miles in this car, and I did a review video when I first had the car just after 1,000 miles, and I made a bit of a mess of it, to be honest with you. I rushed it. I didn't know what I was doing in terms of video editing, etc., or even filming for that matter, so I didn't make a very good job of it. So I've decided now, after 5,000 miles, I'm going to try and do a better job, and this is the review. I feel a lot more qualified now for explaining to people who may be interested to look at this car, at the various attributes that it has, the pros and cons, and so that's why I'm here today, and I hope you enjoy the video. So let's take it for a spin, shall we? Now, one of the features of this car from a safety point of view is the speed limiter. Now, I've got the speed limiter switched on, and it sets the speed according to where you are and which type of road you're on. So at the moment the speed limiter is on 60 miles an hour, and it doesn't matter what I do to the throttle, it won't let me go any faster than that. So it doesn't matter which mode you're in, you can still operate many of the functions in terms of driver assistance. For instance, there is the pilot assist, which is quite useful on certain types of road, and I'll just put that on now if I can. Adaptive cruise control first, so that's adapting my speed according to the vehicles in front. So it's allowing me, I'll set it on 60 miles an hour, but I'm unlikely to be able to do that with this white car in front. But it will keep me a certain distance away from that car, and I can change that distance by pressing these two little buttons. I don't know if you can see that on the steering wheel here. There's two little buttons with two lines on and 3 lines on, and that will set the distance that I feel most comfortable with. At the moment I've got it set on 4 bars, but you can go up to 5, I think. So I am not braking at all. That adaptive cruise control is keeping me the safe distance away from the vehicle in front as I'm driving, and it will automatically accelerate now as the vehicle pulls away. Now, the pilot assist doesn't always work. It depends whether you've got good line markings, road markings. So I'm putting that on pilot assist. So pilot assist basically takes over steering the car. You have to touch the steering wheel every now and then. You're not supposed to take your hands off the steering wheel at all, really, but it just helps you drive the vehicle, follow those white lines and follow the vehicle in front safely. Now, I'm not braking now. The adaptive cruise control is operating and slowing me down in front of, with this car in front. There are individual modes that you can set on this vehicle according to how you want to drive at that particular moment. So you can set it into pure mode, you can put it into hybrid mode, power mode, which gives you the maximum performance in terms of acceleration, or you can have an individually set mode that you can set up yourself, and that gives you the opportunity to adjust the steering force required and various other things, and also the mode that you prefer to be in the individual mode. I haven't touched the brake yet, by the way. It's not necessary, because the adaptive cruise control is doing the work for me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take it out of the hybrid mode, and I'm going to put it into the individual mode, which is for me is predominantly power mode, but with a slightly heavier steering force required, and that's what I enjoy best, what I like most. So I'm going to take the pilot assist off now, so I'll be having to brake and do whatever I need to now and steer. So we're in a 40 mile an hour speed limit. I do have on this car, I have a heads up display which tells me the speed limit where I am and also what speed I'm doing, and that, I find that very, very useful, but it's not essential. So I'm doing 40 miles an hour now in a 40 speed limit, and I'm controlling that myself, it's not the car. Okay, so now we're in the D-restricted area, and we can start driving the car the way we want. The car handles beautifully. It takes corners with ease. And it's very, very quiet. I don't know whether you can tell that with the film that I'm doing at the moment, but the car is so quiet. I can't tell half the time whether I'm in electric mode or petrol, or, you know, you just can't tell the difference. It's really, really, it's a very well engineered car, I have to say. Okay, I'm now going to put the 60 mile an hour speed limiter on, and take it from a standing start in individual mode or power mode. Okay. That didn't seem to work for some reason. The 60 mile an hour speed limit was exceeded. Probably, I don't know why that is. It couldn't help itself but just go. I'm now going to run through the touchscreen and all the various things that you can do with it. Okay, let's have a look at the various modes that we have here. This is the drive mode control. So you literally just press that. Turn the engine on first, it always helps. So if you press the drive mode, you then get the options come up on the screen, which are constant all-wheel drive, pure, hybrid, individual power. They don't give you much time to decide which one you want. Let's say we're going to go for pure now. So just press that, and that's in pure mode. This is the start-stop control, parking button, and the selector for the drive. Now, looking at the screen, we have the sat-nav. It's very, very simple to operate. You literally just press the set button, select whichever address you may want to put in there, enter a city. Let's say we want to go to Cardiff, which we can't at the moment because of the pandemic and the lockdown. K-A-R-D. So Cardiff comes up, so you press Cardiff, and then you set start navigation.
The route is being calculated. Make a U-turn if possible.
And it's 97 miles away, according to this. So then you down here, you also have the controls for the media, which is, you have Bluetooth connections, FM, DAB. You can select your channels, whichever music you want on. You know, let's put LBC News on.
And any time minutes with no in-contract price rises all included.
You
Not
have it.
bad for just £30.
Of course, all these are controlled by the from the steering wheel as well, so you don't have to do it by hand. Phone, very simple. Contacts, look at your contacts, select which one you want, and that's it really. It's quite simple. So in terms of the controls of the actual car itself and the various things that you can alter, if you scroll that way, you can set up Bluetooth, Spotify, DAB, etc, etc, various other things. If you go the other way, then you have another number of options here now, which are you can decide whether you want the car to be in a sport mode in terms of wheel spin, whether that's off or on. Park assist you can turn off or on. Head up display, and the wiper service position, that enables if you press that button, it puts the wipers up into a vertical position so that you can wash the windscreen properly without having to try and get down below the wipers. So put that back again, and the wipers go down. Now then, if we scroll up a little bit on here, we have the heads up display. Active bending light can be put on or off. Lane keeping aid, I don't like the lane keeping aid. That tries to prevent you from going over the white line, which is a bit annoying because sometimes you need to overtake cyclists and things. So I don't really like that. It's not something that I use. You've got roadside sign information. You can decide whether you want to see that on the screen or on the heads-up display. Speed sign assist, again, speed limit tells you. Distance alert, this button here will tell you if you're too close to the vehicle in front. Collision avoidance is switched on my car always. And then if you want to charge or hold the charge in your car, then by pressing the hold button, that keeps the battery level, it holds it in that position until you decide otherwise. If you want to charge the car as you're going along, then it starts the engine up and it starts charging the car as you're driving. Obviously this is the alternative to charging your car up when you get back home anyway in the evening. And finally you have cruise control down here, which is you can choose whether to have that switched on or not. Now I think it's time to give you a summary of what I think of it. As I say, I've had it 5,000 miles now done, so it's been a mixture of driving from motorway to country roads down in Wales. I visit Wales quite a lot, so I quite enjoy driving down there. And one thing I would like to say as well is that don't get thinking that I'm, you know, an old age pensioner in a Volvo car. Yes, I am an old age pensioner. But I enjoy driving. I always have driven all my life. I've driven over 50,000 miles almost every year until I retired. So I do like to drive. I'd like to drive quickly, fast, when it's safe to do so and when I feel the conditions are right. One thing that I absolutely detest is people who speed in built up areas where there are pedestrians and lots of traffic around. I do not like that at all, and that's one of the reasons why I use the speed limiter on this vehicle in 30, 40 and sometimes even 50 mile an hour speed limits. But saying that, I do enjoy driving the car, and I have a lot of fun with this car. It's great fun. So let's get into the pros and cons. Well, okay, the pros. The seats are incredible. I don't think it's possible to make a more comfortable seat than this. I really don't. The materials are very good, the leather and the fabric sides. Everything about the finish in this car is superb. It's a very, very high quality, high standard of finish. But as I say, the seats are really, really comfortable, with lots of adjustments as well to make them fit your shape. The ride quality is very comfortable. It's an R design, so the R design tends to be a little bit firmer than the other models, but I find it very smooth and quiet, and it's just an enjoyable way of spending a journey in my view. Handling wise, I think it handles very, very well. It's better than any Volvo I've had ever before. I know Volvos weren't particularly renowned for their handling. I know that a lot of commentators and reviewers, professional people, will say that the BMW handles better. I don't know. I haven't driven the BMW. I know somebody who has a BMW 330, and they say it's an amazing car, so I'm sure it is. But I think this car is equally as amazing, and I think Volvo have really achieved a phenomenal thing in making this car the way they have. It really is a superb vehicle, with lots and lots of attributes to it. The reason I bought it, or one of the reasons, was because it is a safe car. You know, I don't want to die. I don't think anybody does, but I certainly don't want to die, not in my time of life. And so I feel very confident and safe in this vehicle. There are so many safety features that I wouldn't even be able to begin to tell you what they are, but you can look those up yourself. It's very quick, very, very fast car. It's pretty much almost 400 brake horsepower with the electric motor and the 2-litre petrol engine, which is not only turbocharged but supercharged as well. So I think you get an idea also from the video that it does go quickly. And a lot of people are going to ask me about fuel consumption. Well, fuel consumption will vary entirely on how you drive the car, whether you have charged the battery up fully, and the length of journey that you're going on. It can range from 30 miles per gallon if you absolutely boot it everywhere, to 150 miles per gallon if you drive around in the pure mode, in the electric mode, with a fully charged battery for up to 25 miles. So that's basically, it's very difficult to say. All I can tell you is that I do enjoy driving. I drive a lot in Wales. I do very little motorway driving, but I do a bit, but not a great deal. So, and my average fuel consumption, to date, since I've had the car, is 42 miles per gallon. So that's all I can say really about the car. I find it very, very economical. It's better, it's as good as the diesel V90 that I had before. I don't put any more fuel in it. And if you charge the car at home, it doesn't cost a great deal. What is it, £1.20 a charge or something? I don't know, just not a great deal anyway. Okay, so those are some of the pros. Cons, there aren't all that many cons in my view. I suppose it's an expensive car. £45,000 for a car of this size is quite a lot of money. One thing that I didn't show you in the videos is that if you are a rear passenger in this car, I don't think it's the easiest of cars to get in and out of, personally. It's a bit narrow, the opening, and being low down as well. For me, I find it a little bit, it's not great. It's not easy to get out of. I find getting in is not so bad, but getting out is a problem. But if you've got obviously young children or you know, normal ordinary adults, then I don't think they'll have a difficulty with it. But elderly people like me, old codgers, would find it a bit of a struggle getting out of it. The boot lining is a disappointment. The material that they've used is cheap, nasty. Everything sticks to it. You do need a boot liner on the floor that I have already got, as you've seen. That's for certain. So, but I think they could have put some proper carpet in the back of the boot for the cost of the car. That's a bit mean. My old V90 had lovely carpet in the back, short par carpet, but it was so easy to clean. But this is not good. The seats don't fold down. For some people that would be an issue. It's not a big issue for me, as I've already explained. If I want to put my fishing rods in the car, stick them through that little hole. There's plenty of room in the boot for most things that I need, so it's not an issue for me really. I don't need to carry big things around with me anymore. So there you are. So all in all, I think it's a very, very good car. I love it. In fact, it's the best Volvo I've ever had. In fact, it's the best car I've ever had. And I've had lots and lots of cars over the years, with company cars and all the rest of it. So I would highly recommend that you take a look at this car, as well as the BMW, obviously, and any other model that's available, Mercedes. But I think for a lot of people, this car is going to be their choice, because it's got so many good things going for it. And also, and one thing that perhaps I haven't even said yet, it looks gorgeous. So I like it. Anyway, I hope you found the video useful. If you have liked the video, please like it below. And subscribe to my channel, because there's going to be lots of more interesting stuff go on there in the near future, and especially now that I'm getting the hang of Adobe Premier Pro, which takes a bit of working out, and also now I'm getting a bit more skillful with my video work as well. So okay, ciao.